Welcome. I'm Andrew, and we will today talk about converting documents with Adobe Pro. Now, this is a software program that there is an expense to it if you want a copy of it yourself. I'm not sure how much it is for the general users, as our price here at the Law Library is different than if you were to just buy it yourself. We do have this program here at the Law Library, and we do allow our patrons to use it. This is also something that you could just call us. If you need us to convert a document for you, we can do that and then email it back to you. So today, let's go ahead and get started. So today we're going to talk about what is a PDF. A lot of people do know what is a PDF, but you know, I've had people ask questions, you know, what's the difference between a PDF and a JPEG, you know, different file formats. So I always like to go ahead and go over that just to make sure we're all on the same page. We want to talk about why it's important to you, even if you're a pro se litigant. Now, attorneys have different reasons to use PDF, but we're going to talk about all those here today. Where to find it. Like I said earlier, we have that on all of our computers here at the Law Library. Now, of course, we're not open to the general public. So, you know, like I said, you can call us and we can do that for you. How to convert a document from Word to PDF, and then PDF back to Word. And I normally focus on this type of file conversion just because it's the most common. And the process of doing it is exactly the same, no matter what type of document you're trying to convert. But most people, when they use this program, they're converting from Word to PDF or some sort of word processing program. And then we're going to talk about at the end on how to protect your PDF. Obviously, you don't want people changing your document, especially if it's a legal document. And so we want to talk about how to do that easily and securely. So what is a PDF? Well, it stands for Portable Document Format. And it's really a file format to be able to present and exchange documents reliably. And the reason for that is it's a standard document. It can be opened by pretty much any computer, any word processing program. It's something that's, you know, has standard audio and video so that, you know, a Macintosh can open it, PCs can open it. You know, you can download Adobe Reader for free. That'll open it, you know, in whichever version you need. So the reason for it is for standardization. Okay. So why is it important to you? Well, you know, a lot of people are going to e-filing, and especially for attorneys that are now required to do e-filing, you need to have your document in PDF to be able to do that. And so that's, you know, why it's important to attorneys, but it's also important to pro ses because of the next two reasons, security and compatibility. And we've talked about that a little bit, but security, because obviously you don't want everybody, you know, editing your document, in some cases even viewing your documents. And so you want to be able to have that security, and then of course compatibility, like I mentioned, because it's a standard file format that everybody can open. But also for e-filing, you know, some pro ses do want to e-file, especially maybe right now, that they don't want to come into the courthouse because of, you know, COVID-19 concerns. So, you know, having that, knowing that you can do this in PDF and being able to e-file online is important. So where to find it? Like I said, you know, every version of our computers have the Adobe Acrobat Pro DC version, which is one of the newer versions that are out there by Adobe. There's some other Pro versions, some older versions. I think there's even a new version that's out. But regardless, no matter which version you have, this functionality will be able to apply to that. And like I said, it's free for everybody. So at the moment, you can call us and we can help you do that. And then just a quick tip here, when you're doing this, if you have both Reader and Adobe Pro on your computer, you know the difference in logos. because that's going to be important when you're trying to convert. So the Adobe Pro is going to be the white Adobe logo. So it's going to look like that. Maybe not with the Adobe Acrobat Pro DC words there, but it's typically the red logo with the white background. And then the Adobe Acrobat Reader logo is typically the white logo with the red background. Okay. Because when you open it in Adobe Reader, you won't be able to convert the document. All you can do is read it. Some cases you may be able to do some slight editing with Reader, but you won't be able to convert the document. So how to convert a document from Word to PDF. So there's a couple different ways to do that, and we're going to go through all that here. But typically you're going to want to open your Word document, and then you're going to want to click on the blue File button in the top left corner, depending on which version of Word you have, but typically they're blue nowadays. The version I've got open here is Word 2010. That's what we have on our computers here at the Law Library. Now, even if you have like Word 360, one of the newer versions, I think it's still a blue icon. Regardless, it's the File button. It will still be called File. Okay, so click on the blue File button right there. And then you're going to want, you can do it a couple different ways. One, you can just do Save as PDF, Adobe PDF there. So when you have Adobe Pro on the computer, you get that option. And then, of course, you can do Save As, where you can do the drop-down file format and change it to PDF. All right, so the second way to do it, and by the way, I'll take questions at the end if you have any questions about conversion. So the second way to do it, obviously you can save the document. If you're here at the Law Library, you're going to want to save it in your temporary documents folder or your flash drive while you're using one of our computers. And if you use the temporary document folder here at the Law Library, excuse me, we'll delete here at the end of the day. So even if you forget, it's going to be gone. Now, of course, right now, if you call us and we do it for you, obviously, you don't need to worry about that because we'll send it to your personal email, and you don't need to worry about that. So the other way to do it, obviously, you can hit the Save As type and select PDF. Obviously, remember to title your document so it's something that you can remember, and then go from there. So you can also right-click on the document. You don't have, so like let's say you don't have the document open, and you want to right-click on the document, say you're completely finished with it, and you just simply forgot to do it while it was open. You can right-click on it here and hit Convert to Adobe PDF, and then it's going to convert it for you, and you can save it wherever you'd like. Okay. So how to convert back. Let's say you already converted it to Word and you realize, or I'm sorry, converted it to PDF and you realize that you have some changes you need to make. You know, so now, so this is where those difference in logos is going to come into play. So you can open it in PDF, or you can right click on it like it is here and hit Open With, and you're going to want to select obviously the Adobe Acrobat with the white logo. And then once you do that, again, your File button, again, top left corner, do Save As. And then once you do that, you'll be able to change the file format there at the bottom and select Word document. Okay, so again, you do got the two different versions of Word. So if you've got one of the older versions, 97 to 2003, I can't imagine too many people have that anymore, but it's on there, and that'll save in .doc. And then, of course, you can do the regular Word format, the current version, which is .docx. And then you can save that. So now you'll have another Word version. Now, I would recommend when you are converting from Word to PDF the first time, always try to save a Word version of the document, just so you don't have to do this whole step of converting it back. You know, it takes time. It's another step to your process. So, you know, I always include that just in case, you didn't save the Word version for whatever reason, or you didn't save an updated one. But I always recommend go ahead and have a Word version and a PDF version of the same document at the same, where you've last left off, the last version of it. So always try to do that. So how to protect your PDF. So if you select the properties from the file menu and then select the security tab, there's a couple different ways you can do that. You can do by certificate, but that is a little bit more difficult. I would recommend just doing password. That's probably the easiest and most efficient way for most people. Obviously, you don't want to send the password in the email or anything that you send that with. You want to send it a different way to the person that you want to open it, but they would need the password before the file document would even open. So for instance, if you emailed it to somebody and they downloaded the PDF document and they tried to open it, you wouldn't be able to see the document at all unless you had that password. So it'll just come up with the dialog box asking you for a password. Now, a PDF is typically read-only, already, which makes it somewhat uneditable. Now, of course, if somebody has Adobe Pro or something similar, they'll be able to edit it. But if you add the password to it, they're not going to be able to convert it and then edit it. Okay. So that's my full presentation. This is one of my quicker presentations. Feel free to call us, and we'll talk to you soon.